Hey everybody, I'm Chris, and I'm back with another Indie Audition video. Today I am playing Aztez. Aztez is a very stylish looking Aztec themed brawling slash strategy game. It's very unique. It is made by a couple of guys that go by the name Team Colorblind. They are in Phoenix, Arizona, if I'm not mistaken, and I believe they're veteran developers, but this is the first game they've made under the name Team Colorblind. Just came out earlier this year. Like I say, it's very interesting and incredibly unique, and we're going to take a look. So let me get out of the way here and we will get started with Aztez. Aztez you mainly play in campaigns, so I'm going to start a new campaign. A little bit of intro here. The Valley of Mexico, 1428 AD. Three great cities have formed an alliance and a new empire is born. Its people are brave, ambitious, brilliant, and deeply warlike. I, Totodle, immortal dark priest of the Nahuatl, and you, my young warriors, will help it grow. In 100 years a great enemy will appear. We must prepare and change our people's fate. Okay, so we are basically playing the Aztecs. I get to pick my starting weapon. I'm going to go with the sword because it's the most basic. In previous campaigns I've unlocked the spear and knife, and I can get those later in this campaign, but the sword is the one I'm going to start with. It's the easiest and most basic and the one I'm best practiced in. Okay, let's explain a little bit about what's going on here. Here's sort of our board. This is the empire, such as it is. As far as I know, it doesn't expand. So there's all these cities, and the ones with the green little circles around them and the green lines connecting them, that's my empire. The capital is Tenochtitlan. We've got Tlacopan. We've got Texcoco. So those are our cities to start. They have a number with them, that's the population. I think that determines how many resources they make each turn. You'll notice in the top left it says Aztez, and it shows a little guy. That is my one Aztez warrior, and he is my guy that I can complete missions with, and so I can complete as many missions as each turn as I have Aztez warriors. So these yellow sort of badges are the missions I have available to me. So one in a city that I control is a security contract. If I complete that, it's telling me I will gain 5 resources. Okay. Here's another one, a bounty hunt. Similar, outside the city, outside the empire, also could give me 5 resources. And then there's a mission to subjugate Coyoacan and get it to join my empire. That seems like the most useful. I've found that I don't have too much of a problem with resources, although maybe I just don't spend them enough. Resources you spend on cards to play cards to affect the strategic board. You'll see how that works. But let's get into a battle, because that's really the kind of heart of the game. So here's the mission info. This city-state on the periphery of the empire is to become a tributary. Enter the city and eliminate the militia so that our tax collectors can visit unhindered. It's all about the taxes, yo. Here we go. It's telling me what types of guys I'm going to be fighting. There's going to be some wizard guys and some basic sword and shield dudes. And we'll jump in. If I defeat everybody within... I have 2 minutes, basically, to defeat everybody. There's only 4 guys. That shouldn't be too hard. If I perform 1 counter, that's tricky, then I could get also as a bonus a common item. And if I happen to lose the combat, then I lose my Aztez. And in this, at this moment, I have 1 Aztez warrior, so that would mean the whole campaign is over. So let's not do that, okay? Alright, now, I've got to sort of fight here and try to explain what's going on. So, I am the guy in dark black in the center that just got hit by Mr. Wizard, and I am trying to wipe all these guys out. So this is just a brawling game. There's a number of combos and a whole bunch actually of different maneuvers. It's a very rich moveset in this game, including, let me show you, because I've got it all loaded up, I can attack, turn into a god, Huizlilopotchli, and attack. I can knock guys up in the air. I can do a variety of running kicks and flinging things up in the air. When I stun guys like this, I can then grab them, and when I attack them, It will kill them and make a whole lot of blood. In my next battle, I'll show you what blood is all about. That was a little chaotic, a little hard for me to explain what's going on while I'm also trying to kill things. So hopefully I'll be able to explain a little better as we go along. Regardless, I did manage to defeat all the enemies in 2 minutes. I didn't even bother trying to counter. That means I have to block with perfect timing and then attack. And I'm not good enough for that, frankly, yet. So, you know, be patient with me, guys. Come on. Alright, so I did manage to take over that town. There's those 2 other missions I can't do anything about at the moment. So I will be ending my turn because I used my one Aztez. So all those cities just generated resources, so you'll see I'm up to 12 resources. My missions this turn are, there's a raid, a Chichimeka raid on this town, which will steal some of my resources, which is not great. Another security contract that will give me 5 resources. And then a spy network is threatening to show up down here in Coyoacan, and I don't think I like that. Should we see what we can do about that? Let's do. If I can kill everybody in 60 seconds or less, you notice I get a bonus common item. If I lose, my Aztez dies, and so once again, I'll be in big trouble. Mission info says, agents acting against the Empire are gathering. Destroy them before they have a chance to escape to other cities. The same types of enemies as last time, but a few more of the wizardly guys, so that's going to make things a little dangerous. You'll notice what they do is they cast these spells that sort of create a black sort of bomb floating out in the near where I'm at, and if I don't get away from it when it blows up, then I'm in trouble. I take some damage. The sword guys are pretty straightforward. They just try to hack at me. They're sort of the fodder that I'm just going to be slicing through. They die pretty quickly. Let's head in. Loadout, just to show you what the options are. If I have extra weapons, I can set them in... oh, hey, I have my... I didn't realize I have all my cosmetic options from the previous campaign, so I can get into my Jaguar outfit if I want. Yeah, let's keep that. Jaguar shield, regular shield, I like the regular one. Wrist is cool. Spiky or wrapped, let's go with wrapped. Yeah, I like the Jaguar helmet. Okay. I can also gather up, there's 4 different gods that I could find in the course of the campaign. Right now I just have Huizlilopotchli, the god of war, who just whacks everybody who's on screen. The other ones do a variety of different things. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see one of them in the course of my playthrough. So here we go. We're heading into this mission. So I can do, just to give you a sense of how big the move set is here. Uh-oh. See, that was the magic guy's attack, that little black sphere or circle that appeared. Whack me. So I can do light attacks, I can do heavy attacks. That's a heavy attack. They look fairly similar, but with different weapons, they do different things. Knocking guys up in the air, you're going to see me do it a lot because I'm a lot safer when I'm up in the air than when I'm down on the ground, although less true when I'm fighting the wizards. I like how I can just keep knocking guys up in the air. I could juggle them if I could get away with it. Is this guy dead yet? Yes, he is. Give me that blood. So the blood fills up that circle at the top left, and that's what lets me summon Huizlilopotchli, which I will do if I can get any of these guys on the screen. Blammo. I don't know how effective that was. He might... Oh no, he wasn't ready to die. I was just expecting him to die. Oh, I didn't get done in 60 seconds. But I'm really hoping he'll be stunned. Because boy do I love sacrificing these guys. That's called a sacrifice move, by the way. When they're stunned and you grab them and hack them up and make all the blood, that's a sacrifice. Sometimes that'll be my bonus condition. Okay, so that was alright. 1:06. I need to be 6 seconds faster. I probably could have done better. That's okay, I destroyed the spy network. I'm not sure what the spy network would do if I failed to destroy it, so maybe next time it comes up I'll just let it happen so we can see what happens. Once again, I have 1 Aztez, that's all I can do. These guys are going to steal some of my resources. Only 3 though, could be worse. Okay, now there's a drought. I don't know if that affects resources. I think it more likely affects how population grows, which, to be honest, I don't quite understand. Another security contract for 5 resources. Uh-huh. Emergency. Disgracing the sun god. Do I want to prevent darkness? It sort of sounds like a thing I want to prevent. These other ones are resource-centric. But I'm going to do something else first. Let me pull up my inventory. My inventory is made up of 3 categories. There's the agents, items, and gear. The gear, as far as I know, like for instance, the one thing I have right now is the ball of feathers. That's what lets me use Huizlilopotchli as my god attack. So if I get other items here, those give me access to new gods. There might be other gear that I don't know about, but so far that's all I've seen. Items are one-time use. These are basically cards. The cards that I can earn, the common items, uncommon items that I can get for completing bonus objectives. So we'll see more of those. I start the game with this one, the Smoking Mirror, that I can use to raise the early game difficulty to that of the mid-game. So if I want to just make things harder because I'm actually decent at the game, then I could just jump up to make the game slightly more difficult. That's a really smart thing for them to have in the game, I feel like. I am certainly not going to use it. In fact, I just noticed I can sell stuff, and so I'm never going to use that, so why don't I sell it? Okay, here we are looking at my agents. Now, my agents are always these same 4 agents. The princess, the assassin, the conjurer, and the general. I can continually use these over and over again, but they get more expensive to use each time. So for instance, the princess lets me spend 8 resources to turn a target neutral city into an empire city. That's, I feel like, always a good thing to do. And I want to grow my empire, and I want to grow it as soon as possible. So I'm going to look around for a city with a population of 2. There's Huizlilopotchli, Iztapalapa. These are fun to say, by the way. Popotlan. Let's head this way. Tenayuca, the wall. I'm going to use this. It's going to cost me 8 resources. Boom. And apparently... Ooh, wow, that's awesome. I just got a second Aztez. Young conscript. Impressed by the growth of the empire, a promising young warrior pledges their life to Tenochtitlan. So I don't know if he was just waiting in that city or what, but a new Aztez is awesome. You know, I've got 13 resources. Oops. I want to look at my inventory again. It'll cost me 10. Alright, I'm not going to spend 10 yet. Other things that these agents can do while we're at it. The assassin, I can spend 8 to turn a dissenting city into a neutral city. We haven't seen any dissenting cities come up yet, but they will. The conjurer, spend 5 resources to take 1 of 2 random items, so that just gives me a choice of 2 items, and I get to pick 1. And then the general is prevent an empire city from ever dissenting. So that's permanently a city will never dissent. That's probably going to be a good thing eventually. Okay, we looked at these missions. I can get some resources. Yawn. I'm going to... Well, I'll probably end up doing one of them now that I have 2 Aztez. But I am, for the moment, going to try to prevent darkness, because darkness, it seems bad. Cultists of Tlaloc are occupying the temple of Huizlilopotchli and threatening to reclaim it in Tlaloc's name. Cut them down before Huizlilopotchli abandons us. We don't want that. So I don't know exactly what darkness is going to do. We definitely want to stop it. Now, my bonus here, sacrifice 3 enemies. Let's see if I can do that and get an uncommon item. All of these guys are wizards. I've seen a lot of wizards. Hopefully we'll get to see some other types of opponents before this is done. That was a little dash in the air I did, and then a kick, which is kind of a fun variation of my normal attacks. Yeah, I'm just going to juggle that guy for a bit. Ooh. 1 sacrifice. 2 sacrifice. Let's not get blown up, and let's collect all the good blood. Hello, good blood. You guys are all standing together. Oh, no. That's excellent for me, because I can hit you all at once. Oh dear. You. I don't like you. Ooh, hello. Ow! I was all excited about collecting all that blood. I didn't even notice. is standing right next to a spell. I don't know what to call those things. I'm calling them black blobs, black spheres, magic attack. Ooh. Yay, blood. I do enjoy the blood splattering everywhere. Okay. That went well. I completed my bonus even. So that's an uncommon item, and I prevented the darkness. Not sure what it does. Ooh. Okay, I'm liking the look of that golden cash. Eventually the Spanish are going to show up. They're going to start marching around in the cities, and they're a pain in the butt. And I could eliminate one. Or I could get the Idol of Tlaloc. Can be offered as divine tribute at Tenochtitlan and makes it rain. You can't use it during the darkness. Let's take that golden cash for later when we've got Spanish traipsing about. Let's do this mission. No, let's try the other one in case there might be a different kind of enemy. Oh, alright, well these will be lots of little guys. This will go quick. I don't know if I can perform a 16-hit combo for my bonus because these guys are going to die real fast. I'm going to try to push these guys together. There we go. Uh-oh, sad. Let's go kill these guys. Uh-oh, boo. I really don't need to sacrifice those guys, but I'm going to anyway because it's fun. Ooh, I got a 16-hit combo thanks to hitting multiple guys at a time. So I do get my bonus. 5 resources. A briber stash. Eliminate a target event at the cost of 3 resources. Okay, if I don't like an event, that's probably pretty good. Oh, or increases the city's population by 1. Let's grab that. And let's just use it right away, because I don't know any reason not to. This is going to be a pretty critical city for me, and it's at 1. So let's use my stone obelisk on Tlacopan. Yay, people. Now it's 2. So I think that means it's going to produce more. Actually, let's find out. My total population is 2, 4, 7, 10, 12. So will I go up to 30 next turn? Let's find out. Oh, but there's a drought, so I don't know what that does. Ooh, there's some descent cropping up. In a couple of places. Thank you for that. 29. Interesting. Did the population go down somewhere? Oh yes, population went down in Tenochtitlan. That's probably because of the drought, I'm guessing. Which I think is also what makes it look kind of a little gray and fuzzy around here. Alright, what do we got? Plundering children. That's an interesting. Why do they call it plundering children? I don't know. But that's that mission which gets me an item. Get this city to join the Empire. That seems like a good thing. Or a security contract. And that's it? Yeah. Alright, so we'll do this one first. If I can perform 1 god attack, I get a common item. That sounds good. It's just lots of little wimpy dudes. Hello, wimpy dudes. Give me all that blood. I grabbed that dude and pushed him. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, I just killed that guy. To do that, I need to get my god attack. Is it gonna be enough? Yes, it is. Hello, Huizlilopotchli for the win. Wow, 400,000 points? Alright, I don't know how scores work, but that seems like a lot. I guess I should be happy with that. Defeated everybody in 3 minutes, performed a god attack. I have a new city. Ooh. I can get a thing which maximizes population, or a thing that increases population by 2. I guess one of these seems innately better than the other, so we'll take that. And we'll use it. Oh, I can't use it. Oh, can't be used during drought. I read that as can't be used during darkness, which I didn't think it was dark, which is not. Curious if I can use the assassin right now to get rid of dissent. Sure, because I think it's more likely than to spread to the next city if I don't get rid of it. So let's try that. Hopefully that's a good move. Got resources, what the heck? Okay, plundering children, whatever reason they call it that. Our scouts have located a decrepit ruin sinking into the dirt, along with thieves trying to pluck the valuables from the rubble. Kill the thieves and confiscate any goods. Just 4 dudes. If I can sacrifice 2 of them, I'll get a bonus. I can't believe I haven't gotten any other kind of opponents so far in this game. Oops. Hang on, I gotta sacrifice this guy. And well, that was easy. An uncommon item and a common item. I'll take that. Target city's population reduced by 3. I don't know why I'd want to do that. I'm going to trust there's a reason, but I don't know what it would be. Remove all the missions and respawn new ones. That can be handy. You never know what you're going to get. Creates a free Aztez when used. What? Eliminate one of your Aztez in exchange for 21. Oh, okay, definitely taking this. Okay, this is kind of a game changer. In my previous campaigns, I've never had more than 2 Aztez. So I don't know why I wouldn't want to get a 3rd Aztez and do my 3rd mission. That's excellent. If I can perform 1 counter, I'll get 3 extra resources on this. Otherwise, I only get 5. Alright, let's see what I can do if I can do that. So the block is... which button? I gotta remember that one. Okay. Hey, I might have just done it. So yeah, to do a counter you have to... So there's a block and a parry. If I just hold my shield up, I'm blocking. If I block at just the right time, they call it a parry. And that's what gave me that... then gave me the opportunity to counter. I just want to get all this blood so I can go... Wham! Good times. 783,000 points. Whoa. Okay, well that went well. 8 resources. I should definitely be using my princess to start spreading some more. Let's spread up this way. Why not? Princess. Boom. And maybe I should get rid of the descent down here. I don't know exactly what the danger of descent is, other than it can eventually get to my into my empire. What's the next city I should move to? Chapultepec? Nope, I don't have enough resources. That's fine. Alright, had a great turn there. 3 Aztez. Here comes some more descent, I'm assuming. Yep. And there's still a drought? What's going to make this drought go away? Okay. Chichimeca raid. Going to take some resources from me. Usually they don't take a whole lot. Oh, cancel a drought. Well, I definitely want to do that one. I've also got resources. Alright. Now, let's do this. Cultists of Huizlilopotchli are inside the Temple of Tlaloc, and they are maintaining the drought with their continued vandalism. Cleanse them from the temple and bring Tlaloc back. Ooh, I'm going to get a rare and valuable item if I can win in 50 seconds or less. Alright. That's going to be... Holy moly. Am I fighting one of the big magic dudes? Yes, I am. Okay. Well, that explains why suddenly things feel a lot scarier than I was expecting. Give me all this blood, because I'm going to need it. I'm trying to avoid all those attacks. I didn't manage to avoid all of them, but I actually did pretty well. Avoiding most of them. 2 guys at once, that's excellent. You can try to attack me, but I am now a god, so you're gonna fail. I don't know if that was effective, because these guys were off the map at the time. Oh, 47 seconds. Oh, where's the last guy? Oh, I failed. Dang, I really wanted whatever that was gonna be. I wasn't even that far off. Now, look at that score, where I felt like I still did pretty well, although I think it has a lot to do with how much damage I take. That was way lower than the others, though. Anyway, I eliminated the drought. That seems like a good thing, right? Yay, it's raining. I like rain. Let's do these 2 missions, starting with the bounty hunt. Oh good, here's some spear guys. These will be fun. Our agents have located a notorious group of thieves with bounties on their heads. Put them down quickly before they flee the city. Yes, got all 3 together. Okay, I'm finding that kick is really effective. Oh yeah. The spear guys do this jump up and attack at an angle that is really, really difficult to defend against this thing. Ah. Well, especially difficult when you're just soaking up the blood. And I'm going to keep getting my butt kicked if I don't get this thing. But boy, do I like the blood. That was it. Wow. Alright. And I had to get struck less than 5 times to get a bonus, which I did. So 5 resources and a common item. Target Empire City produces 9 resources and becomes a neutral city. I don't like that. Spawns a plunder event somewhere on the map. I don't know when I'm going to use that. But just for fun, grab that and fight some dudes for some resources. My 3rd Aztez. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, dear. Oh, come on. Trying too hard to sacrifice these guys, probably. Luckily, these guys are fairly vulnerable if they don't have a lot of other dudes around. When there's other guys I have to concentrate on, then those wizards can be a real pain. Alright, I didn't get my 16-hit combo, but 5 resources. So let's use this opportunity to get ourselves another city. I feel like that makes our empire a little stronger. We've got a nice little loop going there. Does it really make a difference? Heck if I know. Alright. There is some descent up there, but I don't have that much in terms of resources. You know what? I'm going to say let's make Texcoco, which feels like it's surrounded by a lot of cities. It's sort of a hub here. I'm going to make it unable to descent. Ah, take that. Ah, hopefully that's a good idea. I lose 3 resources because I didn't bother stopping those guys. Whatever. Give me all the money. Oh, I get to select an additional weapon. Not one of the locked ones. Oh, okay. I don't know what made that happen, if it was just turn 6. I like the spear. Spear is interesting. Ooh, Club training to unlock the club. I definitely want to do that. Alright, we're getting some of the interesting missions now. So, I can go here to unlock the club. I'll do that. Now I'm getting these festivals. So, this is combat where every time I fill a blood vial, I add one population to that city. Pretty cool. Sword festival, get a resource for every kill. So these are timed with an endless guys until time is up. So I just keep going, killing. And I can subjugate that city. So I know I'm going to do the club mission first. If I can get 100,000 points, I'll unlock an uncommon item. Oh, but these are club dudes who are not going to be easy, I have a feeling. No, they have shields. Alright, so that's not fun. So shields, I can't do normal attacks very easily against dudes with shields. I have to do a low attack, and that gets underneath their shield and then sort of knocks them up and back. But I did pretty well dealing with these guys, so that's good. Sacrifice these guys. Get over here and then blammo. Sometimes I just can't attack. See, if I can't get a second attack in while they're in the air, and I don't know why, sometimes I'm able to and sometimes I'm not, then I just have, because if I can't, then they fall to the ground and I can't really do a whole lot more about them. Ouch. Sacrifices for Huizlilopotchli. Uh-oh. Dang it. Okay, let's not die. Let's not die. Blood is good, but not that good. Most important thing. Oh, hey, I can grab guys with shields. It's a good thing to know. Okay, I assume that guy's defeated now. Bring in some Huizlilopotchli action. Woo, and I got my 100,000 points too. Very good. 50 to be exact. How you like them apples? Them very bloody apples. Alright. I have a club. That's great. I get to use that for future campaigns as well. Fertility idol. Gives the city the right of passion. Oh, I have that already. Sends an available Aztez to enter the underworld for spoils. Aztez can die. Huh. Alright. I've gotten this before in previous campaigns, but I've never had 3 Aztez, and I've been very curious what it does. I wonder if I should try it after I've used my other guys. I want to do this mission, and then maybe I'll send my other Aztez to the underworld just to see what the heck that means. Alright. Shouldn't be hard. 8 basic dudes. Oh, I have a spear and a club. Let's try using my club. It's a much slower weapon. Ooh, and knocking guys up doesn't work the same way. One of the cool things in this game, besides how, the normal attack set is already so varied, the different weapons are way different. And they definitely all take some getting used to. Those guys die again. Oh, let's see if I can... It's a long jump that I can do. Not really going to use all that blood, am I? Man, the club knocks guys a long ways away. They're like trekking across the level just to finish that guy off. That was fun, though. The club is fun. I can switch between weapons in the middle of combos. I think you even get like a bonus for doing that. That's a little more coordinated than I usually manage to be. Sorry, I'm looking at my cat right now. Sandwich, what are you doing over there? You're making a lot of noise. You don't care, do you? He's playing with something behind my pile of records. Alright. Hey, I got struck less than 4 times, so I got my bonus as well. Spawn a plunder event, I already have that one. Target neutral city becomes an empire city. Cool, I have a card. It's like a free princess. Let's use it right now. On Huizlilopotchli. Huizlilopotchli. And I'm also going to get rid of some of the descent that's next to this adjacent city. Seems like a good idea. Hopefully 14 is not too much. Now, because we can, let's find out what happens if we send our Aztez to the Twilight Grove. Enter Underworld. Oh, it's going to be like a mission and everything. Whoa, what's going on, guys? Whoa, what? Whoa, 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 what's going on? Underworld run, 1 out of 4, 3 resources. I don't even know. Oh, maybe I do, what that other type of enemy is. I've got some regular sword fighters. I think that other guy is like just these zombies that almost don't even attack me. I've seen them in plague-ridden cities. That's an event that can happen to some cities. Is that they get filled with plague, and then you go in and you just sort of have to kill all these zombie dudes really quickly. Let's see if this is that. What does it say in the description? Every encounter you win pushes you deeper into the underworld with more spoils. Exit to leave with what you have, or push on for more. If you die, you lose it all. Oh boy. Okay. Sounds great. Oh. No, these guys are different. These are not dudes I've seen before, and I'm scared. And I'm going with my spear. No, I don't think so. How about club time? Aw. Failed to perform a sacrifice and everything. That was it, huh? Oh, that's why they started me with the spear. My bonus was to only use the spear. So that's probably a good thing that they give me the spear to start, but I wasn't paying enough attention. No problem. I got 3 resources, yay. Ugh. Some dudes with shields, some dudes with spears. Alright, I'm gonna go for it, but I'm really afraid of losing my guy. Oh dear. Who are you? What are you doing? Why are you... What? Ooh, yeah. Okay, that worked well. Oh, the blood. Oh, that was everybody dying, so I don't get a god attack. I got a ton of points, though. And a few resources. No, I didn't. Right, I didn't get the resources. I just get the uncommon item. Free Aztez. Well, now I'm a little more willing to take a risk, so let's go. Perform 2 counters. Yeah, right. Alright, here we go. Oh, wait. So what I am not clear about, and I'd really like to know, is do the cards I get here go away if I fail? Probably I should assume they do. So maybe I shouldn't be too cavalier. Oh boy. Just assuming I'm going to get that extra Aztez. I may not if I fail here. Oof. It's hard to defend against that dude. I need to get rid of him. Yikes. And And that's me dying. Hey guys, I died. And they do a they do a little dance. Some of them do like some head banging when they defeat you. My Aztez dies, so let's see if I get to carry that card out with me. I lose the resources, but items. Yes, I lost that too. Well, I don't have any more Aztez to use. Why can't I use the fertility idol? So, I'm done with this turn. Let's see what happens. So sad to lose an Aztez. A rainy year. That seems good. Now let's see. I should be able to use this, right? Yes. The Rite of Passion appears. Oh, that's a... Okay, that makes sense. They did say it was a rite. Okay. Let's try to complete that, because that's fun. Ooh, there's a plague up there. Probably need to get rid of that. And I can get rid of Descent there. Do the Festival of Fertility, and I could take over that city. Alright. We're going to do this. If I can perform a 16-hit combo, I get plus 6 resources and a rare and valuable item. Triple choice. I definitely need to try to do that. So let's try my maneuver of pushing dudes so I can hit more than one, which I failed to do, but there's a 16-hit combo. I need to get this guy. He's the big dude that's making all those spells. Ooh, and I just jumped right into one. Oh, really? Whoa! Okay, then. I think I might have been in just the right place to get hit by both of those spells at once. I don't know if that's the case, but that's sure what it seemed like. Ouch. Extremely ouch. All I was supposed to do is increase my population. Alright, I've got one more guy. Let me show you, I talked about the plague. Word has gotten to the Emperor's Council that some sort of sickness has broken out in the city. Stop it from spreading by eliminating the infected as quickly as possible. Right, so I've got 3 minutes to eliminate all these dudes. Watch, this is fun. They don't do anything to me. It's all... So they just kind of stack up. Hit 87 combo. I was trying to do my long jump to move quicker, but 3 minutes is pretty easy, I think, for taking care of all these guys. Easy peasy. Stop the plague. Alright, I am going to jump one more turn. Get rid of one of my Aztez for resources. Crazy. Spend 3 to get rid of an event. That's not bad. I am going to end my turn. What I'm hoping, just so you can see it, is that this is when the invaders, Spanish invaders, arrive. No, it's not. I have to go a little further. So the Spanish, the way they play, I can just describe it to you. Essentially a figure appears on the borders of the map, one of these border towns, and they take over that city. And they then start marching around and taking over cities. It creates an event in the spot where that figure is, I think they call it Cortez. So it's basically Cortez going around conquering the Aztec Empire. And you can do an event, do a battle at that site to delay him, which I think keeps him from moving that turn. But as far as I know, there's no real way to push him back, or I didn't find one. So he just starts gobbling up the Empire. Exactly how you counter him in some sort of permanent way, I honestly haven't discovered yet. So it clearly is a major challenge of the campaign, and maybe the point is you have to build up as much as you can before that point so you can actually oppose him. That introductory text at the beginning sort of implied that that was possible, so I'm going to assume it's possible. But what it looks like exactly, I don't know yet. Have to play a lot more and probably be a lot better player than I am to be able to handle that. What else can I mention before I wrap up? We saw all the different inventory items. We didn't earn any new cosmetic items, but you did get to see sort of how those work. Those are fun. There's probably, I'm assuming, several, maybe a lot more cosmetic sets. So that's pretty exciting. You can, as a thing to earn. Sometimes those are just a bonus for completing a bonus objective on a mission. I think you saw there's 8 or maybe 10 different weapons. I haven't seen all of them yet. The knife is crazy, weird, and fast. As I said, they are all really different, which is one of the things that's very impressive about the game, is just how many kind of combat styles they created. Now, how many of them are really kind of viable and really effective? I don't know. I mean, the sword is nice and basic, and maybe it's just because I've used it the most that I feel like I have the most control with it. But the others are certainly interesting, and I would not be shocked if you could, if most of them make for pretty good styles of attack once you really get to know them. I'm sad we didn't get to see another god effect, but those get pretty interesting as well. I'm trying to remember what I got. The rain god, and what did the rain god do? The rain, I can't remember. But it's a very different effect from what Huizlilopotchli does when he zaps everybody on the screen. I think that's as much as I can show you now of Aztez, so let's talk about this game, what I like, what I dislike, and is it going to get the callback? We'll find out. So, Aztez. I think what really stands out with Aztez, first of all, is this really unusual hybrid gameplay between the action, fighting, brawling game and this strategic layer where I'm controlling cities, defending against enemies, taking care of different events and rituals and festivals. That is definitely what the game is offering that is very unique, and I like it. I like both those things. I do wonder, though, if nevertheless that's still maybe at the heart of what doesn't work with Aztez. We'll get into that in a moment, but let's first just talk about the stuff that I like. First of all, this has a really unique theme and it's well presented, and I'm just really intrigued by this Aztec theme. Now, there is a bit of an elephant in the room here that some people might at least be sensitive to, and that's the question of cultural appropriation. Is an American team making a game about the Aztec people and their history and their religion? Is that cultural appropriation? Well, first of all, in a very simplest, strictest sense, yes, it is. Is that something that is objectionable? All I can say is, for me personally, I don't find it that objectionable. Partly, I think it's because it's a bit buffered by referring to a time in the past, mythologizing all of these ideas, and also abstracting it quite a bit to turn it into gameplay. Now, that might be exactly the reason that some people do find it objectionable, and I think, I guess, I find that fair, but I don't really feel that way myself. Maybe I'm wrong. Setting that aside, what else I really liked is this art style. I mean, it looks really striking. It moves really nicely, and that's because these are 3D animated assets, especially these characters, these 3D characters, but they've been rendered with these stark, sharp colors that flatten it out so that every frame looks like a 2D image, but is actually a 3D world. And that is pulled off really nicely. The character design is lovely. I'm really looking forward to seeing some other outfits too. I'd love to see what else they did with the main character and the other enemies. I have a feeling there's enemies I haven't even encountered yet. As far as gameplay, if we dive into gameplay, we can say that this is a very robust combat system. There is a lot here to explore, and if fighting games are your thing, I think you're going to find it very much worth exploring. The way that the different weapons create a totally different way of fighting, I feel like a lot of games will claim that's the case, and it's not necessarily going to end up being the case. Here, from what I can tell, it seems to be the case. So if you like that sort of game, I think you'll enjoy figuring out how to fight well with all these different weapons and their different fighting styles that go along with them, as well as the additional god effects as well. Uh, at the same time, a robust combat system, that's also something that a lot of games offer in some form or another. Maybe not exactly like this one, and maybe not games of this sort of scope and scale, but a lot of games out there have really intricate combat systems that are worth spending time with. So it feels like Aztez needs to present something that is unique to it. On the gameplay side and the combat side, one of those things is the blood gathering, which I just think is really cool. It looks really cool because it's the only color that's on the screen. It moves in a really interesting way. When you're scooping up that blood, it acts like blood. The particle systems really create a nice effect, and it's clearly important and thematically worked into this world in a way that really works. So I like that as a unique element of the combat system. The other element, though, that should be unique to the game and is in a lot of ways is the strategy layer. Unfortunately, I sort of suspect the strategy layer might be a little bit undercooked. Maybe I'm wrong. It's very possible I just haven't seen enough. I will admit that. But from what I've seen, I'm not sure it totally holds together, and that compromises everything else in the game, in my opinion. First of all, a fighting game and a strategy game combined together, uh, it's kind of a hard combination to recommend to anybody. Who are the players who are going to want to have their success in a fighting game determined partly by their success in a strategy game, and vice versa? Now, I like both these styles of games. I like playing both of them, and there might be other people out there, I know there are, some who would enjoy both and enjoy them combined in this way, but I think we might be a bit unusual. Also, the strategic layer should, and to some degree in Aztez it does, add additional meaning and context to the fighting. It needs to give the combat some larger importance within the game to make you care about succeeding or failing. Again, it does do that, but it still feels like a weak connection. I think it could do more to sort of organically weave those two elements together. It's just not a strong enough tie. What it ends up with is really you can win, you can lose, or you can win a little more. And most of the time that equates to some cards, which are interesting and certainly affect the strategic layer, or some resources, which you do need, but those just don't seem quite hefty enough or quite as intertwined into the moment-to-moment things that I'm doing in combat. Finally, and a bigger issue maybe with the strategy level is that I feel like it's missing the drama it needs to have for me to care a lot about it. I should be having close calls at the strategic level, making risky maneuvers that may or may not pay off. I should dread when a certain enemy shows up. What am I going to do about them? How do I stop them? Can I stop them? Maybe I could make some great gambit that pays off and manages to hold off the Spanish conquistadors or something. It just doesn't feel like it ends up having that drama. Maybe it's because it's just a little bit too abstracted. Maybe the systems just don't quite have that dynamic. They don't quite click in that way. I will say that the first time I went to the underworld in this last game, that was kind of surprising and kind of exciting, but I also don't know if that's a thing that I will feel the next time it happens. It may have just been the novelty of that moment. Well, what's my final conclusion? Does Aztez get a callback? I certainly have a lot of criticisms here and a bit of skepticism, so I am going to give Aztez a callback, but it's a tentative one. I'm going to give it a little bit more time. I feel like it's only fair to check out the campaign a little further, see what more I can see, and see if maybe the strategy layer starts to open up to me and show its value. So I will be doing that, and you know what? If anything from playing further changes my opinion of Aztez, I will definitely let you know in a video here. By the way, on that note, I did finish the game that I played last week, Air Memories of Old, and I really enjoyed it then when I did my indie audition, and I still love it. I still recommend it. I will say that I wish that they hadn't done quite as much running around inside the caves doing some puzzle solving. When they did it, it wasn't bad. It was basically well executed, but I just feel like the exterior exploration was way more engaging. I also wish they had polished up their physics and their camera motion a little bit, but you know what? Again, both those things, small complaints. I think overall it really, really works, and I would highly recommend people check out Air. Well, that's it, folks. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and comment below if you have anything to say about Aztez. And if you're on Twitter, check me out. I'm on Twitter as well, at deck9_Floyd. I am excited to announce that I'm going to be doing something a little bit different for my next video. In fact, I may do a little announcement video here coming up before I start that, just to tell folks what it's about. I'll be talking about it on Twitter as well. I think you'll be happy to hear about it, and I'm certainly excited to do something slightly different from my indie audition videos that I've done so far. So stay tuned for word on that little venture. And other than that, well, I will see you next week with another video. And in the meantime, I hope you play a lot of wonderful games.